Hey everybody, welcome to Brigitting the Gap. This is Bridget Aids. I'm so glad you're joining us today. I have a very special guest, Tommy Wyatt. We're going to get to know all about him and his struggles and how he just pivots in life and always ends up a winner. So what I'd like for you to do before we get started is hit the subscribe button, the bell, so that you'll know when I have a new show on. And also please leave a comment, and leave a comment for Tommy as well. Thank you, and we look forward to you joining the show today. All right, hi Tommy, how are you, my dear?
Hey, I'm awesome. So excited to be on your show.
Yes, I'm excited to have you on the show. Tommy, before we get started, I want to share a story with you, and I don't know if you remember this. It was probably, I was with our former company 13 years, so it was probably 8 years in, and I kind of knew you. I knew Curtis very well, and I also knew Jordan Adler. So let's just put the names out there, and there was somebody else sitting with you at the breakfast table at a convention for that previous company. And I remember you leaning over, because I just met you, and you said, so when am I going to see you on stage? And I said, oh, I don't know, Tommy. And you go, you deserve it. I'm going to see you on there. So you guys, we all did our own breakfast on the way. And before you left, you patted my shoulder and said, I mean it. I want to see you on stage next year. I never forgot that. So I just wanted to tell you, and you just never know what somebody's words mean. And guess what? I became a senior director. And it was because of you. And well, not just because of you, but a lot of it. So, sometimes we don't remember the things we say to people, but how it impacts them. And I wanted to come around and share that with you and say thank you. So, but Tommy, before we get going, I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about you, just like your journey, your family. I know you have an amazing dog. You have great. So kind of fill us in a little bit, Tommy.
Yeah, sure. Well, I live in Connecticut. I've been in Connecticut since high school years ago. And, I used to be a sports writer at a newspaper in town called the Newtown Bee. And I ran the sports section there for 10 years, and it was a fun job because I love sports. I love people. It was actually a perfect job for me, except for the part where you get your paycheck and it was too small.
Oh, yeah, and you're like, oh, and you're stuck. You can't do anything. That's what you get.
It's funny. Growing up as the oldest of three boys, I kind of developed a personality where I just hate authority. I hate being told what to do. And it made me probably not the best son in the world. It definitely didn't make me a good student. I always felt I was smarter than the teachers, and I hated being told what to do. I still hate it. It also made me a bad employee. I think I had like 25 jobs from the time I was 17 to 23 years old. I quit most of them, got fired from the rest of them. Because I didn't like authority. And I was 33 years old, my 10th year at the newspaper. They didn't tell me what to do there. I had some free reign.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine introduced me to the profession of network marketing. And I'd never heard of it before. I didn't know what it was. A lot of people have a negative idea of it, and pyramid deal and all that kind of nonsense. I didn't have that because I never heard of it in my whole life. Nobody ever invited me to it. Nobody ever tried to get me. And March 1, 1998, my friend brought me to a hotel to sit in an opportunity. And some things happened that day. I learned about residual income, which I didn't know what that was. And when they told me it was getting paid over and over for something you do one time.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And then they talked most importantly about leverage-based income. And I had no clue what that was either. And that's just basically being paid for work that you're not doing.
What a concept.
That's my favorite work of all. So, I got involved in the network marketing profession. And it's funny, all the skills of my life that made me good at it, and I don't know why I was good at it. My practice was that I'm an athlete and I love sports and I'm competitive. When I was a newspaper writer, I would interview people all the time. So I was used to meeting people and talking to people. They were always happy to see me because they were going to get in the newspaper.
That's right.
And I never wrote bad things about people. My job was to write sugar puff pieces, as a town paper. So I was looking for the good in others all the time. And during all that, I was also a baseball coach for about 12 years. So I taught young kids how to be better and how to work as a team and how to believe in themselves. And I guess all those things added together were qualifications to be a network marketer.
You know what that is, Tommy? It's mentoring.
Yeah.
You've been a mentor ever since you've been younger, and most mentors don't like to be told what to do. And so that falls right into your whole history. My goodness, that's amazing. So tell me about your family a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been married, my wife, Michelle, we've been married for 25 years. And I've got two beautiful daughters. One, Sydney, is 20, and Cassidy is 13. And
how did that happen? I remember when they were younger.
I don't know. Thank God I don't get any older.
Goodness. Okay. Oh, wow. Woof.
But yeah, they're great. And I've got a little dog. He's a Woodle, a Wheaton and a Poodle, and his name is Winston Churchill. And he's awesome.
And he is awesome, and he's pretty entertaining too. I like watching when you do his little photos of you in the car or whatever. So that's awesome. So Tommy, the one thing I've always loved about you is that you have always been able to recognize when it's time for you to go. And a lot of our audience are people that might be, I don't know, maybe a full-time job, and they're looking at becoming an entrepreneur, or they're an entrepreneur and they're looking at possibly giving up. What would be some encouraging words for you, for somebody who's looking at possibly getting out of a corporate industry and getting independent and becoming an entrepreneur? Or B, what do you say to those entrepreneurs that are just like, I think I'm just going to go back and get a job. This is not working for me.
Right. Well, to me,
we've all been there.
Yeah, we know what to me, being an entrepreneur is about the freedom and being able to do the things that you want to do. And I'm a high risk, high reward kind of guy. That's just the kind of person that I am. And I think you need to be a survivor as an entrepreneur, because it's not easy. And it's simple maybe sometimes, but not necessarily easy. And, a network marketer is just one kind of entrepreneur. I know tons of entrepreneurs in this world. I mean, I've got a friend who left corporate America, and he bought a hamburger franchise called Jake's Wayback Burgers. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I got a friend who owns a hamburger joint. How cool is that?
That's really cool.
Until 2 years later, when he went out of business, and he never took a paycheck in that whole entire 2 years. And then I turn around, and the next thing I know, he's doing something else. He got an ice cream shop. And so I was like, an ice cream shop, that's great, but I'm probably not going to visit him over there. And then now he has a pizza place, and it's just he keeps on rolling, and he keeps on losing, but he keeps on going. And, that you find a way to make it work. But, as an entrepreneur, you have to know going in that you're going to fail way more than you're going to succeed.
Say that one more time.
You lose more than you win when you're an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
But, my favorite quote of all time is Mark Cuban. I heard it one time and I never forgot it. He said, you only have to be right once.
That's right. I love Mark. I love him. I love Shark Tank. I just think
I don't love him, but I love some of the stuff he says.
Yes, absolutely. And Tommy, there's been many times I've started something and had to pivot and change. And I have friends that always say, well, when are you going to settle down? What are you going to do? And I'm like, I don't have that in me. I always want better. I always want more. And I see that in you as well.
Well, you know what? Thank you. They say, one of the things you hear all the time is never, 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 never quit. And people confuse that. It's true, you never want to quit, but it doesn't mean you don't want to quit what you're doing. You don't want to quit your dream and your vision, but sometimes you have to quit what you're doing if it's the wrong thing. I always tell people, if your goal is to see the sunset and you're traveling east, it doesn't matter how fast you go. You're never going to see it.
Right.
So when you get the knowledge that, holy crap, I'm going the wrong way, you have to be able to adjust the sail. It's a scary thing to give up 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years of something you've been focused on and start all over somewhere else. That's scary as heck. But you have to do that. And if in my situation, I've had tremendous success almost everywhere I've ever gone. But it's just like when a company's values aren't congruent with your own, then you've got that. And you need to get out, or you're just not being true to your authentic self.
Absolutely.
So that's you have to change.
I walked away from Mary Kay Cosmetics, and I'm in a great company. Love the company, love, but it just wasn't aligned with me after we lost our dear Mary Kay Ash. I saw things kind of change, go corporate, and again, not bad. They're celebrating their 60th year coming up. So they're doing dynamic. They're doing great. But I understand what you mean. So what do you say to the people that just want to quit? Let's go network marketing, if you don't mind. Let's just talk about that. What if somebody wants to quit their job and go right into network marketing full time?
That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. Yeah, I would never tell anyone to do that, because network marketing is not, well, let's back up for a second. I'll tell you about a Christmas party I went to one time, and I ran into a guy who, I didn't know him, but he had just bought the liquor store in my town, one of the liquor stores in my town. Okay. And I know all those guys. But I was talking to him about it, and he was a CFO of a company. It was his full-time job. But he bought this liquor store, and I asked him, like, why did you want that? He said, for retirement income, this, that, and the other. And I said, like, what kind of money, how long you had it open? Oh, 6 months. What kind of money are you making there? And he told me it's probably going to take about 5 years before he can get in the black. And I thought to myself, wow, so this guy is buying a liquor store. He's going to work his butt off in all his free time. He's going to hire people and go through all the headaches in hopes that after 5 years, he can start to make a profit. And that, I equate everything to network marketing because it's what I've been doing for 21 years. And I started to think of that. And we have people who join a company and they don't start making a ton. Oh my gosh, I've been in this thing for 6 months and I'm only making $200 a month. Well, guess what? That's more than you'd be making if you bought a liquor store or a restaurant or a bar or whatever.
Oh, Tommy, when I bought my salon, let me just tell you something. I made sure my employees were paid, but guess who didn't in many, many weeks? Me. So you are absolutely right. It took years before I was like, oh, I have a paycheck. Wow.
And go back to the question, network marketing, it takes a while. It's like planting seeds. If you've ever planted grass before, you rake it all out, you get the dirt there, you put the grass seeds all in there, and then you cover it up with some hay and whatever, and then you spray it with water, and you have to water it every single day or they're going to die. And you have to water it for like 10 days, and you never see anything for 10 days except mud, and you sit there and you feel like you're going out to water your dirt, but you have to keep watering your dirt, because then when it starts to grow, then you say, oh gosh, look at it, but they're so skinny and small. I wonder if it's really going to fill in that whole spot.
Oh,
and
great analogy.
Start to grow, and then all of a sudden you have a lawn. But what most people don't know is that once you have that lawn, it's only 20% of the seeds that grew. 80% of them never grew, but you don't care about the 80 that didn't grow. You care about you have a lawn. And that's how network marketing is. It takes some time to grow. And 80% of it isn't going to happen at all for you. It's just, that's the law of life. You can't change that. No. But it's about knowing. See, people quit network marketing because they don't know that it's going to work. They hope it's going to work. Everybody hopes it's going to work. But like when you plant the grass, it's going to grow. It doesn't seem like it, but so you keep going. If you didn't think so, you'd quit way before 10 days of watering dirt.
You have to cultivate it. You have to work the harvest. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So quitting your job's a terrible idea. Plus the fact when you have a job, depending on what you do for a living, you're around people all day at work. And in network marketing, it's about meeting people. It's about relationships. So stay on the job until you're making way more money than you're making on your job, and then cut the ties if you want to, and go.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you, Tommy. And, another question for you I have too is, tell me about the company, and I'm aligned with you in this company, but this company is really different and very unique. And I would love for you to talk a little bit about our company.
Yeah. You know what? I had just actually...
Your story is amazing. You have to share your story.
Thank you. Well, my first network marketing company was my greatest success, and they went out of business because their product was...
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I was there for 6.5 years, and I reached the top levels of the company and was living on Easy Street, loving life. But the product was long distance service, saving money on your long distance.
Oh, and the big guys swooped in and took that. Oh,
yeah. Long distance became free. And when you're getting paid on something that's free, that's bad for you. But then I got into it. I transferred into another company, and it was a bad fit for me. It was a health and nutrition type company, and I'm not a health and nutrition person. I'm a bourbon and ribeye steak guy. So that just didn't fit with me congruency wise. I did well there, but it was no fun. And for me, if it's no fun, Tommy's out. So I walked away from that one, and I got started in a company that offers an online greeting card service, and that's where we met, of course. And you know, I was there for 6.5 years, and it was wonderful, and I enjoyed tremendous success there. But all of a sudden, things weren't congruent with my belief system anymore. Things weren't congruent with my character and my personality. So I left there, and then I made 5 bad choices in a row. So the last 5 companies after that, which by the way has been just 5 years, the last 5 years, I just high risk, high reward. And when you do that, you're gonna fail. I wanted to do some things. I wanted to try starting my own company. That didn't work out. I got cheated by a partner and all these kind of crazy things. They all happened to me. But this past one, I was kind of a free agent, and I wasn't really looking for something. I needed to do something.
There you go.
But I wasn't in search. And a friend of mine he started telling me about his success at this startup company, and I was really happy for him. And I said, "What is your product, Mark?" And he said, "It's happy coffee." And I was like, "Oh, God." And I just rolled my eyes. And I said, I'm not doing that to be disrespectful, Mark. I love you, but there's 0% chance I'm interested in that. That's just something that I am not going to go talking about. You know, if you talk about weird things to your network of people, you stop getting invited to parties. And I like parties.
Yeah. And I like parties. Yeah.
So I wasn't interested, but he handed me a bag of the coffee, and he said, "You drink coffee?" And I said, "Yeah." And he gave me a bag of coffee, and I took it home with me, just out of respect for him, to be nice and polite. And I went home and I drank the coffee. And the first day I drank it, I was like, wow. I mean, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's weird for me even talking to you about it now, because it's impossible for anybody to believe what this coffee did for me and does for others, because it's just one of those things that I didn't believe it. You didn't believe it. Nobody would ever believe it until they tried it. But what happened to me is, in just 30 days of just changing my coffee, I lost 20 pounds, no diet, no exercise. And then my wife started seeing that, and she started drinking it, and she's small to begin with, and she's always carb conscious, and eats arugula for dinner every night with some type of protein. But all of a sudden she started to lose weight, and her clothes started to fit on her better, and she noticed, and she got excited. And then I said, man, everybody's going to want this now. So I went and checked out the company, and it fit with who I am, and I joined, and now I share happy coffee with people, as crazy as that sounds.
It is crazy. So what about this company? Now, obviously the product, because I'm a big fan of it as well. What about the company is it that you like? What makes them, every company's different, we know that, but what's special about?
Well, overall my years in the industry, and I don't want to disparage any other companies, but there's so many product-based companies, and I know a lot about it. I know a lot about the industry, and most of it, sadly, is about hype and deception and praise on people's hopes and dreams, and that's all bad. There's companies out there that have these products that are way overpriced, and they have to explain to you what it's going to do, but you're not going to feel it right away. You have to do it for an extended period of time, and then it's kind of like if when you go to get your oil change at the oil change place on your car, and they tell you you're going there because you saw the sign that said $10 oil change, and then they say, well, we've got this other oil, and it's going to be $180 for it, and they talk you into it, and you're like, the car doesn't feel any different at all. I don't know if it does anything different, but you sure don't notice.
Right.
So, that's kind of the way I feel about, network marketing products. I've never seen one in my whole life that is as advertised. I've never had a product. People give them to me all the time. I've never had a product where I try it and be like, whoa, this is great. And this product was that way. And so what separates us from other companies is, A, there's that. It works on one sample. Yeah. And then the other side of it is, I think people in network marketing circles are tired of, I'm never tired of being recruited, because I like it that somebody else would think enough of me that they want me. So so I'm always flattered and honored when people reach out to me about their things. But I always have to, I hope they can take no for an answer when I politely tell them no. But I think people are tired of, hey, you're interested in making some extra money? Oh, you got all the money you need, or you need a plan B income, or it's so cliche, and it's somewhat insulting.
It's icky.
It is icky, and people don't like to hear it, and frankly, I don't like to say it. And especially since if I did call you and say that, you could say, well, geez, Tommy, what about the last 5 different things you've been in over the last 5 years?
Yes. And that's a fear for a lot of people, that change in network.
Of course it is, and rightly so. And rightly so. But so the difference here is I have not had to say that one time to one person at all. All I say is, do you drink coffee? And if you say yes, I say, well, I've got a coffee that I'm marketing right now that'll give you energy, focus, and clarity. It'll take away stress and anxiety, and it'll knock out all your hunger cravings for the carbs and sugars and crap, and you'll probably lose some weight. Would you like to try that? Tell me what.
Has anybody ever said no? I mean, really?
One guy said, I'm good. And I said, you don't look that good.
Yeah, but, I tell you, I love it. I love it, Tommy. I mean, the first cup, I told you, the lights turned on. And, just life's challenges seem to be a little more like, all right, it's cool. I absolutely love it. And the company itself, tell us a little bit about the company itself.
Sure. The company, its mission is to be different. Our CEO's mission is to be different and be better and raise the bar and become a company where people are where the good people, the people who aren't hypey and, all about trying to tell you about Ferraris and Lamborghinis and mansions and trips around the world. The people who just care about other people, they're going to want to come here. That's the kind of company that it is. And you know what? It's working out that way. I think we have something like a 10-to-1 customer to affiliate ratio. And it's because we're not out there trying to recruit. We're just sharing the product. And if you don't like it, thanks for trying it. We'll give you your money back. And if you do like it, here's how you can get it. And it's not overpriced. And you know what? In 2 weeks, you call me back and say, geez, everybody I know is going to want this. How can I participate? Is there a way I can come up? Yeah. What do I have to do every month? Whatever you want.
Whatever you want. And I love the fact that, I just love that it's different. And it's different because you're not going to be recruit, because that gets exhausting after a while. And like you said, your friends start walking the other way and they end up not being your friends because it's like, I'm going to talk to you about another company. I love that we're customer oriented. I love that, Tommy. That makes me so happy that I just want people to love the coffee and have a good life and be happy. Really, that's all I want. Whatever happens, happens. And it's just so exciting. How do you find network marketing? What are your favorite things about it? Are you done with the company? Was there something else you wanted to say?
No, that's fine. That's great.
Yeah. So with network marketing, what are the things that you love? Because for me, I'm a free bird. I'm like you. I had one job, and the job was at a wallet factory. I was 16 years old, and I had to raise my hand to go to the bathroom. And I was like, this is not going to work. And I came home and I told my dad, I said, Dad, I want to be an entrepreneur. What do I need to do? And he got me on the road to being an entrepreneur. Never had a job after that. It was just awful. I hated it. So let me ask you, what are the things that you love about let me reword that. What are your favorite things that you get from network marketing, like time freedom? What are the things that you love about it?
Absolutely. Well, time freedom is a huge piece of it because I'll be full disclosure here. I'm probably the laziest human being on the planet. I am. I'm laid back.
I don't see that, Tommy. I see the active, moving guy. Okay, so let's get behind the curtains. Let's get behind the curtains of Tommy.
The truth is, you're not going to believe this either. I'm pretty introverted. I'm not. If I go to a wedding and I don't know people there, I don't walk around and make friends with everybody. I sit at my table or in my corner.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, I really the idea for me of a great vacation is going somewhere in the sun and not having to talk to anybody.
So here's a guy in the pinnacle of how many companies on stage. And I never knew that about you. But they say a lot of introverts, a lot of social people are introverts. I am slightly. So I get that. Wow.
But again, if I'm in a situation, if I'm in an environment where I'm around all the people that have the same vision as me, like at a business convention or so, I mean, I can get up and talk, no problem. I have
Right.
no inhibitions whatsoever. And I love doing that. I do love people and being around people in a setting where, we've got commonality.
Right.
That makes sense. And,
but you charge when you're by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. But the freedom part is awesome. I like, I've got my little girls. I've been in network marketing for 21 years, and my oldest is about to turn 20. So I've always been here. I've never had to miss anything that they do.
That's what I know. That is so true, because I see your daughter sings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you've been at everything. I see it on Facebook all the time. Doesn't that feel good to say that you didn't miss your daughters growing up?
It's amazing. And I've driven my daughters to school every morning forever. Still do it. And, I also need to point out, and this is important too, especially if you're somebody who's thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, because again, you're going to win, you're going to lose. It's not a straight line. Even when you're winning, it's never a straight line up.
No, sir.
Although right now I kind of am on a straight line up, so I knock on wood. But I'm also blessed because my wife is a professional, and she's got her own business, and she doesn't own the company, but she works from home a lot of the time too. But she also has a huge part of our finances. When I'm failing, we don't have to lose everything we own, So that's a big deal as well. And so anyway, yeah, to be able to do things, but you can only see me from here up right now. I have on shorts and slippers right now. It's Friday at
I know. Don't ask me to stand up. I have my pajama bottoms on. We just told secrets.
I don't like to get dressed up.
Yeah.
I would live my life in sweatpants and a t-shirt and flip-flops. I say sweatpants. It's Connecticut. So pretty soon, I have shorts on right now. And
you have a beautiful pool out there too. You're by the pool a lot working.
Yeah, and that's important. Well, you know what's funny? When I first got started as an entrepreneur, I didn't know if I had it in me or not. I didn't know anything. I heard somebody say very early on, it was a quote I never forgot. They said, "Why go on vacation when you can live on vacation?" And I was like, ooh.
Oh my gosh.
So that's what I do. That's what I've been doing.
Well, Tommy, I've got to tell you, today's a big day for me. I've gotten rid of this is my last day with my largest client, and I plan on having that kind of life too, because for me, so you like to be what you call lazy. Me, if I get a phone call and it's a girlfriend, you want to do lunch? Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I'm all about my girlfriends and my family, and, my son, like, Mom, you want to get a movie and half in the middle of the day? I can do that. When I take, pictures or do something during the middle of the day and I'm putting it on Facebook, people are like, are you even working? And here's something I want to say. People love that. Well, I can work from home. Tell me a little bit about that. Working from home. You have to be disciplined, Tommy.
Yeah, you have to be disciplined for sure. In network marketing, it's all about people. So you need to be around people. So so when you quit your job and you say, I'm full time now, that just means you're home. Right. But you're not being around anybody. So you do need to be out, and you need to be social. You do need to meet people. And, I don't want to give mixed messages telling you that I'm an introvert. I kind of am, but, I spend a lot of time now on Facebook and social media, and I have built up a contact list, and my goodness, over 21 years of doing this. So I have people who know me.
People.
Yeah, it's not like I'm starting from scratch by any means.
Right.
So you have to have a network. I mean, you have to be, look, if you live your life with integrity as a good person, people know you for who you are. Even when you fail, they don't hold it against you. They know you're a good person. And so that's what's awesome to me about about a network marketing business. And I mean, it's priceless to me. I can't imagine doing anything else. You talk about people who they fail and then they want to, should they go back and get a job? Wow. I mean, yeah.
And
that's like telling me I have to break back into jail.
I know. I hate seeing that.
I couldn't. It's just I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those guys who say jobs stink. That's baloney. Jobs are important, and there's a lot of people that I know that are very successful, that have amazing careers. There's nothing against jobs, but to me, one of the secrets to happiness is being able to look forward to something. When you look forward to something, it makes you happy. Like if you have a big concert coming up next week or a vacation, you know how great when you go to work every day and you have a vacation coming up and you're looking forward to it, you know how great you feel, you know that feeling? Or on Christmas night when you're a little kid, that feeling you have.
That's part of the vacation is when you start getting excited about it, Tommy. That's the most exciting part about it.
Yeah. Now when you have a network marketing business that you're growing and it's growing and you have goals, you know you're moving towards your goals and you're excited every day because you're getting closer. It truly is like Christmas morning every morning. And some people wake up in the morning and have to hit their snooze button 3 times before they have to get a shower, have to get dressed up, have to go to work. It's beautiful to feel like it's Christmas and you don't even have to get dressed if you don't want to.
I know, like Tommy puts his hat on when he doesn't want to. I love that.
I only combed my hair for you today.
It's not that it's cold out. Tommy just wasn't in the mood to get a shower. That's all. I get it. Well, Tommy, thank you so much. I really believe that people that are going to be watching this are going to be enlightened by what you had to say. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put all your information underneath when it gets edited. You guys will be able to find all Tommy's information and be able to follow Tommy. He's absolutely delightful. Tommy, is there anything you want to end with? Anything you want to say?
I'll tell you what, I'll end with a really awesome quote.
Yes.
Some people say, I'll believe it when I see it. And the truth is, you're never going to see it until you believe it first. And I think that goes with anything, and especially with, being an entrepreneur of any kind.
Well, thank you, Tommy. That is so true. I adore and love you. Stay on. I'm going to stop the recording. So I appreciate you very, very much, Tommy, and make this a great day. And thank you for including me in your life's journey. I'm honored to be alongside you. Thank you, Tommy.
Bridget, and thanks for having me.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching, and we look forward to tuning in soon again. Make this the best day of your life. Bye-bye now.